Hey there, Joel here, and welcome to this online class. Today we are going to solve a couple of problems which, based on the yesterday's class that we had studied, okay? We studied about lines, we learned about angles, and then different kinds of angles, right? So all that, whatever we learned in the previous class, we are going to put it down today in the form of questions. Okay, simple. If you have not watched that video, then I would recommend you please watch it. I will link it in the card over here. Watch that, and then you'll be able to understand what's going on. Otherwise, it will be like, "Ye kya hai?" Okay, so I have not written any question. These kind of similar questions are there on your textbook. So I want to write all these questions and solve the entire the exercise that's there. But it is for you to solve. So what I can do is help you, to understand how to solve this problem. And if I'm just solving the entire questions that are there on your exercise book and you just copy them down, then you're not going to learn at all for sure. So what I'm doing is I will solve tips and bits of pieces of questions or similar kind of questions which are there in my mind, and then you'll be able to understand based on this logic applied in the problems that are there. Fine. So in this question over here, in this question over here, I have three different angles whose measurements are given. And the kind of question that can be asked is, write the complement of this angle. Now, complement of angle 30, if you remember, complement starts with C-O-M. Okay, complementary, right? So, complementary means 90. If you remember that, I was telling you. Complementary, right? So complementary means 90. So sum of another angle, right? So this angle plus another angle should give me how much? 90 degrees. So how much should be this? This is 30. Okay. So plus, so I can, if you want to write it down the way we need to solve it, then it will be angle A plus angle B is equal to 90. This is the basic rule of complementary angles, right? So angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 90. So let us consider that this angle is 30 degrees. Okay? So plus another angle, okay, some angle over here will give me 90 degrees. So what I will do, I'll keep this angle B on this side only and take this 30 which is on the left hand side to right hand side. So this will become 90 minus 30, which will give me 60 degrees. Okay, so this is nothing but the complement of this angle. So let us take an example over here, 58 degrees. Okay, I need to find out complement. So same logic, angle A plus angle B is equal to 90 degrees. What is my angle A? Angle A or angle B, whichever, okay? And not compulsory, it has to be angle. It can be J, it can be O, it can be E, it can be anything. Okay? So two angles summed up to be 90 degrees. So in this case, my angle is 58 plus this unknown angle is equal to 90. So take this 58 on the other side and it will become 90 minus 58. So how much will be 10 minus 8 will become 2 and 8 minus 5 will be 3. Okay, so 32. Complement of angle 58 is 32 degrees. Okay, so similarly, can you try this one out? Again, angle A plus angle B is equal to 90 degrees. What is my angle? Angle A is 9, right? So 9 plus this angle is equal to 90. So take this 9 on the other side, minus the 90 minus 9 will give me 81. So complement of this angle is 81 degrees. So I hope this part is clear. Simple question. Find the complement of the following angles. That's the question. Okay. Similarly, a question can be find the supplement of these angles. So what is the condition? For supplementary angles, the sum of those two angles has to be supplementary, right? So, neatly. Supplementary. Supplementary means 180. Sum of this angle plus another angle has to give me 180. So what will it be? So this would become angle A plus angle B is equal to 180. So first angle is 30 plus this angle B is equal to 180. So this will become 30 taken on the other side will be minus. So 180 minus 30 will become 80 minus 30 will be 150. Okay, so acute angle, obtuse angle. Together 30 plus 150 will give me supplementary, which is 180. Similarly, you can try for 15. What is the supplement of this angle? So that means 15 is one angle plus another angle which should give me 180. Okay, similarly we can try out for this as well. And once we have understood, we can solve those questions which are there on exercise 5.1. Let us try and solve some more problems. Now here, can two angles be supplementary if both are acute, obtuse and right angles? Okay, we have already discussed this again in the previous class, but just let us check what it is. Can two angles, okay, so imagine two angles in your mind, be supplementary. What is the meaning of supplementary? It has to be, sum of those two angles has to be 180. Now you have to check for acute angles. Two acute angles, can they be supplementary? They can never be supplementary because acute angle itself is less than 90, which is 89, 88 and so on, or even 89.9. Okay, taking those two angles of, even if the highest possible acute angle, that is 89.9 plus 89.9, can never give you 180. It will be less than that, right? It cannot be. So can two angles be supplementary acute angles? No, they cannot be. Okay. Can two obtuse angles be supplementary? Again, two obtuse angles, you can imagine obtuse angles how they are. If you can't imagine, help correct. So obtuse angle, two of these kinds. So the moment two obtuse angle, then you can understand one plus another one. So how more than 90 is obtuse angle, how they can end up to give you 180. Okay, so again, two obtuse angle cannot be supplementary. Can two right angles be supplementary? One. Okay, and okay, so two right angles can be supplementary. Okay, so this is possible. So I hope this question is clear. You can consider a number of questions from here itself. Can two angles be complementary when they are all these things? Okay. Can two angles be adjacent? Can two angles be linear pair if they are all this? So all these things can be answered based on one simple idea. Okay, different kind of question can be asked, and I think some of them are already there already. Please go and solve it. Okay. Next question is, when there is a figure like this, and I I need to solve a number of questions. So I won't written the entire question over here, set of questions, but I will read it out to you. So they are telling you, is angle 1 and angle 2 adjacent? So first, most of the time when students see a figure like this, they get scared because they find it difficult. The moment they look at it, and technically being in the 7th class, looking at crazy figure like this, 100% you get scared. But don't, okay? Because imagine this, okay? 2 lines and then another way, okay? That is the first thing. All of those points are given some letters to it, because in your class there are so many students. Right now my class is empty, but imagine your class and there are so many students. If all of them had one name, so that whatever is your name is for the entire class, then imagine what would happen. The teacher is calling out your name and everyone is looking. It becomes complicated, right? So all these lines and angles given some names so that they don't be a complicated situation. Second, these are just marks to tell that it's an angle. Okay, the numbers are just to simplify the name. Like for example, if the name of a person is Jose Remedios Cardozo, a big name, right? And my second one, hey Joe, short form ke liye. Second, take question. This entire angle AOD or COE or BOA, big name, just to make it smaller, given these numbers. So I can say instead of angle AOC, I can just name it as angle 1. Based on that, it becomes simple. So these numbers are not actually to make you get scared, but to simplify your problem. But if you don't know how it works, then you might get terribly scared. So from now on, you should not, because you already know how it works, right? Okay. So figures and some letters to tell that it's the name of that angle, and just to make it much more simpler, the numbers are there. Okay. Now you will say, okay, you might comment down, but if you want, you can. Okay, whatever you want to write, please feel free. If you're not able to understand, please feel free, write whatever you want over there. Okay, don't say hi now, but you can write whatever you feel like. If it is good, bad, if you don't like it, please feel free. I am not going to judge you. But if you say that you didn't like it, didn't understand anything, I'm happy to take it. Whatever you say, based on that, I will improve myself so that you can understand it better. Okay, and if you like it, then okay. So here you will have a question in your mind that if at all you wanted to make it simple, then why in letters and numbers also? Now that is because if I have to name the angle AOE, okay, AOE, this angle, then what should I say? Should I say 12? No, right? So then there will be a problem. That's the reason these letters are also given. Okay, because numbers, we talk about only one angle, but if you want to talk about 2 angles together, then I need the letters. Okay? Knowing all this information, let us try and find out what are first thing we studied, right? Complementary angles. What was the idea? Complementary angles were sum of 2 angles has to be 90 degrees, right? Now, can I have anything over here which is giving me an idea of 90 degrees? 2 angles. Complementary angle also used to tell us that they need not be together. So I can have one angle here, one angle here. 90 degrees, it's a complementary angle. But they can be together also. But this is not the compulsory, compulsory point to say that their angles are complementary. I can just have two angles, sum of them is 90. This is compulsory. Two angles added should give you 90. But they can be close to each other or they can be far away, works fine. Same is for supplementary angles. Two angles, they have to be 180 degrees. They are close or they are far, works. Okay, so that's not the compulsory point to consider. So do I have any of angles which are complementary? That is, some you think would be 90. Yes, right? So if I look at this COB, it looks kind of 90 degrees. Okay? Now COB is entire angle which is 90, but it is a combination of two angles, right? This one and this one. So I can say, knowing, okay, only if I know in the question it is given that COB is 90 degrees, then only I can say that angle 2 and angle 3 are complement of each other, because sum of those two angles will give me 90 degrees. Okay? Any other angle possible to say it's a complementary? No. Okay? What about any two angles, okay, are supplementary? The moment I know that this is a line, okay, now some of them might be thinking, how will the question be over here? The question can be, line AB intersects line CD, making an angle 90 degrees, or perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular meaning 90, bisector means half. Bisector, bi means 2, so don't bother. Okay, that's the question. Enough to explain all these things. Okay, so 2 and 3 are complement of each other. I can say 4 and 5 are supplement of each other, considering AB is one line. This angle and this angle together will give me 180. But what would be a better statement or name for these two angles, 4 and 5? I can say that they are linear pair. What was the idea of linear pair? Two angles should be neighbors and sum of them has to be 180. So sum of them, right? So this is 180 over here and two angles. So two angles, when the sum is 180, they can be called as linear pair. I can also call them as adjacent angle, but the best name to give them is linear pair. Okay. Another very important idea of another kind of related angles, so angles that we're discussing. I did not put it in the previous video because I wanted to show you practically what exactly are nothing but vertically opposite angles. Now, what do we mean by vertically opposite? Vertically, right? Starts with a V. Vertically. Okay. Opposite. Okay. Vertically opposite angle. That means two angles which are vertical. Vertical means V, right? So, are there any angles like that? So, I can. Okay. V, and there is a V over here also, right? So vertically opposite angles, okay, and vertically opposite angles are always equal. How do we get vertically opposite angles? When two lines intersect each other, vertically angles are formed. Now, let us take another example. Two lines intersect each other. Okay, so here my one angle is this one, the other angle is this one. Vertically opposite angles. Same way I can write this angle and this angle is vertically opposite. Now,
You say, is it like only if it is a plus sign then we are vertically opposite? I can have angles like this, as small as possible. So, in this case, this angle and this angle are vertically opposite. Okay? And same way, I can write this angle and this angle are vertically opposite. So, two lines, when they just cut each other, vertically angles are formed. How to remember? Vertically, V. Okay, vertically opposite, and they are opposite to each other. One is like this, the other one is like this. Okay, vertically opposite angles. Simple. Are there any other vertically opposite angles over here apart from 1 and 4? No. No. Aha. Also, AOB is one angle. The other angle, which will be COB. Okay? The entire angle. So, the combination of 2 and 3. That's the reason I was telling you that the names, right? So, COB is vertically opposite to DOA. So, I hope all these questions are clear. In case you have a doubt, then I would recommend you please hit that download button first, and then you can keep on watching the video till you understand all this. And if you did understand, then please don't forget to hit the like button and share the video with your friends. Let everyone study math, right? So till then, solve exercise 5.1 and practice. Bye bye.